Hey everybody, this is Viper4724, and the Guilds of Ravnica have came out today, so we are going to take a look at the vault, everything that's came out, and we're going to take a look at the masterpieces and mythics for the set. So first, let's see if we have any new planeswalkers. Nothing there, but we do have, for $10, the Blood Operative Bundle. I almost always suggest against the $10 bundles because they're for rares most of the time. But something interesting with this one, you do get a pack with this one. If you notice that all the way back there. So that may not be the worst thing in the world because you do get the 100 crystals and the 40 gems. We have $15 for 2 times Boros Legion bundle. That comes with 120 crystals and 50 ruins. And then down here, for only $4, we have Quasi Duplicate. This is a fun card. If you can't get it, it may be worth that $4. Copy target creature you control. That card gains full mana. And what this card has is Jumpstart. This card can be cast from your graveyard whenever you exile a card from your hand. If this is the first spell with Jumpstart in your graveyard, this spell gains mana equal to the mana on that card. If you cast this card from your graveyard, exile it. It's a good card, especially when it's in the graveyard. Very worth having. That is another thing that they updated. You can now look at your graveyard in-game. We'll be taking a look at that in another video later on. Another thing we'll be taking a look at in a different video is Ral Izzet Viceroy. It's a $30 bundle. I will be getting this Planeswalker. You can see it comes with 3 packs of cards, some other stuff. So those are all new today. Down at the bottom here, we have new Elite Collection available. These are your options. We're going to be going through all the cards. In another video, I will be opening packs. So we're not going to take a look at these right there. We're going to take a look at them up here. And we're going to start with the masterpieces. Going to start with Bloodbond March. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield, its controller exiles the top 3 cards of their graveyard. For each card exiled that way, reinforce that creature. Personally, I think it would be an even better card, obviously, if you could just use it for yourself. But overall, it's a pretty good masterpiece. Bloodletter Quill. I really like this support. At the beginning of your turn, draw a card and reinforce this support. Then lose 2 life for each of its reinforcements. Whenever this support is reinforced 4 or more times, destroy it and gain 5 life for each of its reinforcements. Then all creatures in your hand gain full mana. Absolutely love it. I want this card. Crown of Convergence. Another support, activate 3 green, pick one of the first 2 cards of your library, fetch that card. If it's a green creature, your creatures get +2/+2. Activate 3 white, pick one of the first 2 cards of your library, fetch that card. If it is a white creature, your creatures are reinforced. When this support is destroyed, each player shuffles their graveyard into their own library. An interesting card, not something that I would always be looking for to use. I definitely would prefer some other masterpieces over this one, but it is very good to have. Firemane Angel. She's a 6/6. At the beginning of your turn, if this creature is in your graveyard or on the battlefield under your control, gain 2 life. Awesome. At the end of your turn, if you gain 10 or more life this turn, return this creature from the graveyard to the battlefield. Even better. Love it. That's a fun masterpiece to use. I would say obviously it would be a little bit better if it also had lifelink, but we can't have everything. Glimpse the Unthinkable, one of my favorite cards from the Ravnica blocks. Such a fun card in Paper Magic. Destroy the top card of your library for each black gem. Increase the cost of the first 2 cards in your opponent's hand by X, where X is the amount of blue gems. Dual spell, tons of fun to use. I'm really would like that card. Mizium Transreliquat. While this support is on the board, artifact copies in your hand have their cost reduced to 0. Activate 2 red, copy the first opposing creature. Activate 2 blue, copy an opposing support. Pretty good card. Plague Boiler, activate 3 black or green, reinforce the support. At the end of your turn, all creatures get -1/-1 for each time the support is reinforced. Then, if this support has 4 or more reinforcements, it deals 8 damage to your opponent and is destroyed. Pretty good. Good way to keep creatures off the field. Stitch in Time. Gain 1 extra swap. If there are 10 or more blue gems, gain 1 extra swap. If there are 10 or more red gems, gain 1 extra swap. So you can get up to 3 extra swaps for the cost of 10. That's an absolutely huge masterpiece to have. That's an amazing card. Sunforger. While this support is on the board, your first creature gets +6/+0. Whenever you match this support's gem, fetch the first red or white spell in your library. It gains full mana. Another great masterpiece. Talsimir Wolfblood. When this creature enters the battlefield, create a Voja token. Let's see here. That is going to be a support. Green or white creatures you control gain +X/+X, where X is this shield's or support's shield, which comes in with 4. So green or white creatures are going to get +4/+4 to start with. Pretty good. And on to the Mythics. At the beginning of your turn, your creature with the greatest power gets +2/+2 until end of turn. So how this is going to factor in is one of the new abilities. It's going to be Mentor. Whenever this creature attacks, your other creatures with power lower than this creature's power gets +1/+1. So when she gets the +2/+2, that's going to make her a 6. That makes it possible for you to build your other creatures even bigger. It's a really fun ability. I'm excited to use it. And so after you do the +2/+2, while this creature is on the battlefield, your other red creatures gain Trample and Berserker, and your other white creatures gain First Strike and Vigilance. So Ravnica is a block of dual colors, because representing all the different guilds. I'm really looking forward to using all the cards that use those dual color abilities. Specifically, this one, the red gets the Trample and the Berserker, the whites get the First Strike and Vigilance. Obviously, if they're both, they're going to get all 4 of those. And overall, with all the other cards in the set, I think this is going to be a lot of fun to be using. Chamber Sentry. When this creature enters the battlefield, it gets +X/+X, where X is its stored mana, which can be up to 5. Activate 2, this creature gets -1/-1 and deals 3 damage to your opponent's first creature. When this creature is destroyed, if there are 6 or more gems of each color, return it to your hand. 6 more gems of each color, because it's an artifact, it's a colorless card. Pretty cool, especially for the cost of only 6, and you can store the mana with 5 more. Chance for Glory, gain 1 extra swap. Then, creatures you control gain Trample, Berserk, Prevent Damage, Double Strike, and at the end of the turn, you take X damage, where X is this creature's power until end of turn. So this is a game-ending spell, pretty much. Your goal is to use it to end the game and kill your opponent, because if you don't, chances are you're going to be taking a lot of damage. Awesome card. Charnel Troll. It's a 5/5. At the beginning of your turn, exile the last creature from your graveyard. Then this creature gets +2/+2. If you can't, destroy this creature. Activate 2, discard a creature, then this creature gets +2/+2. A lot of stuff going on with this card. I don't think it's an every deck type of card, but it could be fun to use. Divine Visitation. Whenever a non-angel token creature would enter the battlefield under your control, create a Vigilant Angel token instead. Going to be a 4/4 flying angel with Vigilance. Doom Whisperer. Activate 2, lose 2 life, and Surveil 2. Another new ability, Surveil. Pick up to X cards from the top 4 cards of your library. Put those cards into your graveyard and the rest on top of your library. So, we're going to Surveil 2. You're going to look at the top 4 cards of your library. You can pick 2 of them to put into the graveyard. And then the other ones will be sitting on top of your library for you. Dream Eater. This one has flash. When this creature enters the battlefield, Surveil 4. So you can put up to 4 cards in your graveyard. Then return target non-land creature to its owner's hand. I've always liked Sphinx cards, and a Nightmare Sphinx is pretty cool. Amara, Soul of the Accord. Activate 3 green or white. Disable this creature until end of turn and create 3 lifelink soldier tokens. I believe they are... Sorry, I don't know why that's... Yep, 1/1 lifelink soldier tokens. Etrata, the Silencer. Whenever this creature deals damage to your opponent's planeswalker, exile the last creature your opponent controls. Then deal damage to that player equal to that creature's toughness times 2. Disable this creature until the end of your next turn. So pretty much every other turn, you're going to be dealing double toughness damage and removing a opponent's creature from the game. Great card. Experimental Frenzy. Whenever you exile a card from your hand, that card goes to the graveyard instead of being exiled. Whenever a spell with Jumpstart enters your graveyard, that card gains 3 mana. We looked at Jumpstart already. Really fun ability, and this one is going to be giving those an extra 3 mana. Firemind's Research. Whenever you cast a spell, reinforce this support. Activate 2 blue. This support loses a reinforcement and you draw a card. Fine. Activate 2 red. The support loses 4 reinforcements, then it deals 5 damage to your opponent's first creature and planeswalker. Another fun card to use. Gruesome Menagerie. Return the first creature with the highest cost that is less than 6 from your graveyard to the battlefield. Repeat this for cost 8 and 12. You get to return 3 creatures. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's a great black spell card right there. Guildmage's Forum. At the beginning of your turn, convert 2 gems from your opponent's planeswalker colors to gems of your planeswalker colors. I'm sorry, I love that card just for that. It's worth paying the 10 for me with a lot of planeswalkers to just get rid of my opponent's planeswalker's colors. Activate 3. The first non-colorless creature in your hand gets +1/+1. If there are 6 or more gems of each color, that creature gets +2/+2 instead. And then on top of that, you get even more stuff to have fun with. I really, really love that card. Hatchery Spider. Insect Leader. Undergrowth 14, so another new ability. The X in this ability is equal to the number of non-token creatures in your graveyard up to this card's undergrowth value. So, this one can be up to 14. When this creature enters the battlefield, pick one of the first 2 creatures or supports from your library and fetch that card. It gains X mana. So it can gain up to 14 mana if there are 14 creatures in your graveyard. Izoni, Thousand-Eyed, Undergrowth 6, so X is going to be up to 6. When this creature enters the battlefield, create X Golgari insect tokens. 1/1 tokens, so up to 6. Activate 2, lose a creature reinforcement, then gain 4 life and draw a card. Not bad at all. Lazav, the Multifarious. When this creature enters the battlefield, surveil 3. Whenever you surveil, copy the first creature in your graveyard, it gains half its mana. Wow. Okay. Another very solid mythic to go after. Legion Warboss. So he does have the Mentor ability. At the beginning of your turn, create a Goblin token. That token gains haste until the end of turn. So that comes in as a 1/1. Start gaining from the Mentor ability. March of the Multitudes. Another thing is going to be Convoke. While this card is in your hand, this card costs X less, where X is the amount of creatures and creature reinforcements you control up to this card's Convoke value. So specifically this one is 6. So using a Convoke deck, putting in a whole bunch of creatures and reinforcements, we can get all the cards lowered right down there. This one can only cost 2. And then we can use the stored mana on top of that. So for a cost of 11, we can create X, 9 if you have 11 mana stored up with a Convoke full, X lifelink soldier tokens, where X is this card's stored mana plus 3. So we can create a 12/12 lifelink soldier for 11, potentially. That's pretty cool. Mnemonic Betrayal. Move all cards from your opponent's graveyard to your graveyard. When I saw this card, I looked at it, I laughed. If you want to go out and have fun, this is the black card, or blue card, because it's a dual card, to do that with. There's so much going on with graveyards in this set. Getting your opponent's graveyard, oh my gosh. Endless fun with this card. Nimazet, parent, can't have its mana drained or raised. Whenever you draw a card, this creature deals 2 damage to your opponent's planeswalker. Whenever a player casts a spell, draw a card. Absolutely killer creature. Awesome. Another great card that I want. Nullhide Ferox. While this creature is in play, the cost of your spells and supports is increased by 10. Whenever a player exiles a card from their hand, until the beginning of the next turn, this creature loses hexproof, and the cost of your spells and supports is reduced by 10. When this creature is discarded by an opposing effect, return it to your hand with full mana. Pretty solid card to play for the cost of 12 for an 8/8 creature. Okay, Mentor ability, Haste, First Strike. Tajic, Legion's Edge. At the beginning of your opponent's turn, your other creatures gain prevent damage until end of turn. Activate 2, fetch the next aura from your library. That is a pretty darn good card for 15. This is probably the most broken card in the set. I definitely don't want to be going up against this card when used correctly. Thousand Year Storm. Whenever you cast a non-copy spell, reinforce this support. Then create X copies of that spell and give those copies X times 3 mana, where X is the number of this support's reinforcements. At the end of the turn, this support loses all reinforcements. It's a lot, but yeah, you can copy any spell and make it pretty much free at any point and just continuously use it over and over again against your opponent every single turn. This is a ridiculous card. Another must-have in this set. So overall, I can't say enough good things about the cards in this set. The amount of fun that they potentially have. So excited, especially with more sets being opened up to standard. I will talk about that in another video. Tristani, Discordant. When this creature enters the battlefield, create 2 lifelink soldier tokens. Then your other creatures get +X/+X, where X is the number of creature reinforcements you control. Good. I don't know about the cost of 17, but good. Underrealm Lick. Whenever you draw a card, destroy the top 3 cards of your library. Whenever this creature prevents damage, it loses prevent damage for 2 turns and you lose 4 life. Okay, that's fine with me. Please, let me draw 1 single card and continuously put 3 cards into my graveyard. Oh my gosh. Now, for the cost of 15, being a 7/6 and filling your graveyard with cards limitlessly, I can't say enough good things about this one either. Another good card. Arclight Phoenix. At the beginning of your opponent's turn, if you cast 3 or more spells last turn, return this creature from your graveyard to the battlefield with its reinforcements. I just realized that this is a rare. It's a good rare still. I hope you enjoyed this video. I can't say enough good things about the cards, and all we looked at were the Mythics and Masterpieces. Oh my gosh. There are a few good commons. There are a lot of great uncommons in this set. And, I mean, that's not even talking about the rares. I'm excited to get some packs open. I am going to show that in another video. Thank you all for watching. I'm Viper4724. Have fun playing the new set.